in the crossover games, consolation round, and you see the lineups there. Eben Locke, number 7, on his way up here to join me for some announcing, and Caleb Hall, a real leader for this club, number 34 offensively. Number 10, Keith Nyberg, the captain, his 6th World Championships, 3 outdoor, 3 indoor for Australia. For the Finnish team, number 50, Rupi Jokela has been the big scoring machine for them. Watch out for number 9, who is literally a big machine, Aaltonen. Jarno Aaltonen is 6'8" and likes to go to the middle. Valtteri Laaksonen, number 74. Keep an eye on him too, because he is one of the hardest working men in this lacrosse tournament. He has been just a source of energy for the Finnish team. Jimmy Viren, the diminutive forward for Finland, number 92, lining up to take the face-off against Jesse Winnan for Australia. It's a battle right off the opening whistle. We're already 6 seconds in. Nobody can pull the face-off out. 10 seconds. This is the longest face-off I've seen in the World Championships, and one of the longest I've ever seen. It takes 17 seconds before the ball is pulled out, and eventually Caleb Hall comes up with it. The alternate captain for Australia will take it up into the offensive zone. Little spin move there. And they get the first goal of the game. Caleb Hall takes that pass from Dan Menteplay. And just like that, Australia, 39 seconds into the game, has jumped out to a 1-0 lead. Mika Helminen heads out to take the face-off for Finland, and he will get possession. Winning the draw from Luca Lettieri. Jokela gets it down to Aaltonen, the big man, along the boards. There's Laskinen setting a pick, taking the roll, and the pass saved by the Australian keeper, Billy Martin. Yesterday, the starter for Australia, Trevor Brennan, hurt himself, had to come out of the game, and it does not look like he is even dressed for today. We'll have to double check on that. Australia with the ball outside, shot clock running down. Ratchie over to Peter Quast, the 17-year-old. Quast smartly puts the ball down as the shot clock expires. Finland will head the ball up the floor. Pekka Laininen played defense for a couple games, went up and played as a forward last game for Finland. Is back in the back end today. Viren with a running shot, scores through the legs of Billy Martin. On the run, Viren just fires a crossbody back against the green. Had Martin moving and pops it through 1-1. We could be in for some goals today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Steven Stamp bringing you this WILC matchup from the Onondaga National Arena. And we'll be joined any second by Connor Wilson, just making his way up the stairs. Perfect timing there, buddy. Battle down along the boards, and Joakim Miller comes up with the ball. He gets it off to Viren, and Viren, the first goal scorer for Finland. Finland setting up in the offensive zone. Helminen across the way. It's going to be a loose ball push. Finland will get possession once again. Jokela up top. Jokela has really been the lead scorer for this Finnish team. Loves to run across the top and shoot. Jalvanti, who will play a fair bit of transition, also up in the offensive zone now. And Viren's shot goes wide. They've got 10 seconds of shot clock, but Australia gets it back. Wado Hammond picks up the ball. David Gall runs it forward, and Matthew Taylor setting up. Rod Marr back in his number 3 after wearing 99 yesterday. A little bit of a uniform malfunction. Had to get that fixed. He is wearing number 3 once again. 5 seconds to shoot, and we are going to have a little switch over in a couple of minutes. Connor is going to take over as the play-by-play man, and Eben Locke will be taking on the color duties. I have some other things I have to run and take care of, but it has been a pleasure to start the game with you, and Connor, I'm going to hand it over to you.
And I apologize for my shoddy play-by-play performance immediately. I will do my best. We'll try to keep it entertaining for you.
I think the play will do quite a bit to help keep it entertaining, because this should be an exciting one. These are two very physical teams, aggressive teams. I think we're going to see a lot of action today.
Yeah, and so far each team's got a goal, so it's nice and even. It's a good way to start it out. On offense. Little miscommunication there. Australia comes up with a turnover in their own end. They're looking to push transition. Looks like the Finns got a guy out the door. Great dodge though off the pipe. Australia will recover. And they'll settle down a little bit. So you're an Australian. Where are you from? Let's get to know each other a little bit.
No worries. I'm from Adelaide, South Australia.
That's a great take. That's a fantastic goal. So is that an Adelaide guy? Is this a guy you're
That
playing
guy's
with?
from Melbourne. That's Dan Menterplay.
Excellent.
He's pretty stoked with that goal. Nice little fist pump there.
So the Australian box lacrosse scene is really centered around Adelaide and Melbourne, correct?
That's correct, yeah. So they're the two major hubs for indoor box lacrosse.
And then outside of that, you do have quite a bit of lacrosse, pretty high quality being played out in Western Australia. What are the chances of getting those guys playing box lacrosse in the next couple of years?
It's kind of difficult. They don't have an established box league at the moment, but there happens to be one of the guys on our team, Lucas Wood. He's from Perth in Western Australia, but he picked up the game because he lived in in Toronto for a while.
You know which club he's playing for in Australia?
I think
I was a Wembley guy when I was
he's
down
from
there.
Wembley.
Oh, I love it, the Wolves.
Yep.
Yeah. Play for them for 6 months. I'm a fan for life.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it was
So
a
you
great
spent some time out in Australia?
I did, yeah. I was down there in 2001 actually, for 6 months coaching and playing lacrosse for their D1 side, and had a great time down there. And,
awesome.
Met a lot of really great people. Saw a lot of the same Australian guys out in 2014 in Denver.
Yep.
It's amazing that 15 years later, I'm running into people I met down there. And
and it just seems like yesterday.
It really does. Yeah, it's a great community down there. I'm really excited to hopefully see box lacrosse take continued steps in Australian lacrosse.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like it to see box lacrosse becoming a broader game than what it is field.
Yeah, and I think it could really help as well with the Australian field game. I mean, you look at what Canada is able to do, the box lacrosse skills, they translate very well.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
There we go. What a break. Great job of Australia picking up the ball, but the refs are going to wave it off.
Dan Menterplay thought he buried another nut in the back of the goal. Unlucky. Seen differently by the referees on that call.
No goal. Play was never started.
So the Australian offense here trying to work the ball, fighting for it in the corner. Dan Menterplay comes up with the ball. Jesse Winnan up top. Matt Taylor working the left. Looking to try and get a shot off.
Great set of stick skills and toughness here on the Aussies. Excellent stuff. I mean, willing to dodge through 2-3 guys, be physical, keep going in the cage.
Yeah, that's the key for us. It's just to fight hard and be strong.
And this team talked a lot about coming in being very fit. The field team does a very similar thing. Oh, great save by Satalo there for Finland. They're looking to push it a little bit with Aho. Australia's got 2 guys back. Looks like the Finns are probably going to pull it back out, settle for a solid 5-on-5. They've got the ball with Ratala going down that right-hand side. The Finns have really talked about a team and a nation that's taken a huge number of strides in the last couple of years. A lot of these guys out of Turku, but they're just getting better and better.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
Another save. Usatalo coming up big. I got to say, Jesse Winnan probably has the best beard at the tournament.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, big hit.
Caleb Hall, great hit.
Yeah, very physical. Both of these teams are willing to throw the body around a little bit. I think Australia might be a little bit more physical, but the Finns deal with it really well. A lot of these guys are hockey players.
Yeah, it's, the Australian guys were a bit annoyed at ourselves that we didn't do better yesterday, so we're definitely coming out, hungry to make an impact and try to topple the Finns in this game.
Sure.
It was definitely a tough hit out against them in our first game. They're definitely very physical. They definitely, you can tell through that hockey background, they like to throw the body, which is great.
Yeah. So what's the background of most of these Australian guys? Are they purely lacrosse players? Do they also play some footy? I mean, what are they getting up to training in the offseason? Are they doing other stuff?
No, pretty much all these guys were field lacrosse players during the winter, and then summer, most of them play box as well, and that's it. We're pretty much sick of one sport. We all don't mind kicking around the footy for a bit of, bit of banter, bit of fun. We were out here the other day having a little hit of cricket, and all the security were watching, laughing, trying to figure out what sport we were playing.
That was a lot of fun when I lived in Perth. We would go out, ball comes into the stands, some Australian fans getting involved. Everybody's safe. We like to see that. We just go out and play the tennis ball and a cricket bat.
Yeah, that's
3 or
right.
4 people. It was a blast.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed
Bit
that.
of backyard cricket while the barbie's cranking. Put down a few beers.
It's not a bad life.
That's pretty much what most of us will get up to during the summer. Is the weekend they just barbecue, backyard cricket, put down a few brews and. In the morning, most of us would fly in the night before and get up, and it'd be like 2 degrees Celsius in the morning, and we're like doing warm up in like this hockey rink out in the country, and it was just freezing. Took a while to get going, but that's the kind of training we had to put ourselves through to get ourselves to where we are today.
So tell us a little bit more. Tell the people who are watching a little bit more about this box lacrosse facility that you guys are using, which I think is it's an hour and a half from Melbourne and 2.5 hours from Adelaide, something like that. I mean, everybody's kind of traveling.
It's actually 2 hours out of Melbourne, and it's the opposite way to Adelaide. So
it's even further.
Yeah, that's right. So all the guys from Adelaide, we'd play games Saturday, fly out after our game, stay with the guys in Melbourne, get up at 6 a.m., drive 2 hours for camp at 8 a.m., and we'd be out there for about a 6-hour camp doing fitness and drills and play games, and then it'd be back to the airport and fly home. So we did that every month for the last probably 6-7 months.
I mean, that's a lot of dedication and effort to make box lacrosse happen in Australia. Are people trying to push to maybe to find rinks or facilities or build a rink even? I mean, I know that's a big undertaking, in Melbourne, in Adelaide, in these cities that have existing field lacrosse culture.
Yeah, we're definitely pushing for it, but the difficult thing is trying to get a government or funding for a facility that would, suit box lacrosse, but box lacrosse is such a minor sport in Australia, so it's hard to get the funding required to establish such a facility.
Sure. Australia working a little possession here on the man up. Luke Letimati took a cross-checking penalty. The Finns are trying to kill this penalty. Aussie's looking for a good opportunity. Great diving chance, but a huge save by Lurio Satalo. It looks like Australia will get the ball back after a push from behind. We've got 1:22 left on this penalty. The shot clock was reset, so they've got another fresh 30 to get through it.
Hopefully Australia can make the most of this power play.
Not a lot of movement yet. There we go, starting to cut down through the middle.
Just kicking the ball around. Jesse Winton, he doesn't mind taking a shot.
Gets him a reset, so they've got a fresh 30. Australia gets it back, another reset. Got a great possession going on, about 90 seconds here. But that one is going to go over and back, and the Finns are going to take over with about 39 seconds left in the penalty. Most likely, they will just send 4 guys out there to rag it, kill some time, get back on D, and get back to 5-on-5. Even there with a little space, they pulled it out. Content to kind of move it around, get a good possession.
Yeah, keep it wide. Make the Australians step out to them. There's no point putting yourself under undue pressure if you don't need to. There's a loose fired ball through the centre from Finland, trying to get a quick stick happening. Aussies get the ball back, but they're fumbling the ball around in their defence. Hopefully they get over the line in time.
Well, it looks like they just got it over. About 2 seconds to spare. Good crossfield pass. The Finnish defense was able to get their stick on the hands. Good dodge down the wing, but a nice push, and the Australian player put his hand in the crease. Finland will take over and look to clear the ball. They get it over quickly. They're going to have a good 15 to 20 seconds to work on the shot clock.
Finland's rushing the keeper out. They want to take advantage of a 6-on-5 play. They got their 6-man come from the box. Fumbles the ball a little bit. They take a shot, misses the keeper, misses everything.
Smart play to hit the ball back towards the Australian end, although the Finns are lucky to get away with a penalty because that last second tap, didn't really change the trajectory of the ball, but if it had, he could have been put away for that.
Yeah, definitely. The refs are definitely cracking down on that kind of play of delaying the ball.
You know, that's a big asset, being able to, pick up the ball from the spot of the foul and advance it immediately.
Yeah.
So I think the delay game penalty is very important in box rush. I'm glad to see that these refs have, for the most part, been calling it very tight.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh, that's a fantastic face dodge with a dive by Robbie Rattala, but it looks like that was called off. Put that foot in the crease a little too early.
Just jumped a little late.
That was a really a beautiful goal had it stood.
Yeah, it would have been gold if he got it in.
And Rattala is interesting. He plays for the Okotoks Raiders Junior A lacrosse team. Another big save from Lorio Satalo, former hockey goalie. World-known, world-renowned for those dreadlocks.
Yeah, he's got a serious mane going on out the back there.
He does. We've got actually 2 dreadlocked players in this game. Yeah,
we've got David Gow as well. Yeah, Dave Gow's got some work to do compared to the Finnish keeper.
I believe Laurie's been growing those since about 2005.
Wow.
So that's a decade of hair, so it's an impressive feat. We've got 2 minutes, 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Australia's up 2-1 on Finland. Finland's now going to hit the power play, and they'll be up for 2 minutes. Assuming this roster is correct, it looks like Lachlan McKinnon will be the one serving.
Yep, number 8. Didn't see what the call was for.
I didn't either.
So most of these Finnish players, they're from Turkey, is that correct?
Yeah, so there's a really strong community of lacrosse in Turkey. You've got the Turku Titans, and they will go over to the Lacrosse every year and play. A number of these guys out there, Joey Weirin, Altonen, Jokela, these guys are all playing for Turkey. Same with some of the defensive guys, including the goalie. So there's a lot of consistency here. It's still a small community, kind of like it is in Australia.
That's right, yeah. I didn't know that box lacrosse in Finland. I went through there about 7 years ago.
7 years ago, it didn't exist?
Stopped in Helsinki for a little stopover.
Very nice. Yeah, there really was no box lacrosse, and the guys started playing more and more at the Lacrosse, and I believe that they have an arena that they play in, a hockey arena, which is actually carved into a cave.
Wow.
And I saw a photo of it once. I couldn't tell if it was a real thing or somebody's playing a joke on me, but if it is real, it looks like possibly the most amazing facility ever.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So the Finns have a solid 20 seconds left on the shot clock to try and work something here. Very tight game. Both of these teams still seem to be feeling each other out a little bit.
Ooh, just wide of the goal.
We've got an over and back. Looks like that was not touched by the keeper. Went right off the backboards. And Australia will pick it up in their offensive end. They've got 34 more seconds to kill on this penalty. Do you see these guys ever go into the cage in a man-down situation?
Sometimes if the guys see an opening and they feel the defense is weak on them, they'll definitely probably give it a drive and try to get a shot off and then try to pick up the ricochet off the keeper.
Finland keeping one guy back. It's kind of a
Matt
predetermined
Taylor making
slide,
a
but
move,
he-
slipping through. Oh, there we go. That's what we talked about.
just as we brought it up.
Matt Taylor dancing around 3 Finnish defenders there and putting it in the back of the net.
And that was kind of what we were talking about earlier, right? When we started, when we joined up. The ability of the Australian players to dodge physically, to dodge hard, is really impressive. And you saw right there, 1-on-2. It's not very often that a box guy is going to dodge 1-on-2 and make it happen. They did. It was very impressive.
Yeah, it's about just wearing that, finding that pressure, see if they push back. If they don't, then, it gives you room to play.
Got a violation. Finland will take the ball. With 50 seconds left and 9 seconds on the man up, they're really hoping to get a goal here, down 3-1. And they make it happen. That was amazing.
Wow.
I am not sure how that one snuck in. There was very little daylight to shoot at, but he got into there somehow.
He found that little slot just to the side of the keeper's side of his stick and just went in. Just jammed that one in.
Yeah, great shot. Great accuracy, a nice overhand motion, which doesn't kind of let the goalie decide where it's going to go, and just enough power to sneak it by him.
Well, good way for Finland to respond to that last goal. Didn't waste any time.
Truly, we're back to 5-on-5 here. The Australians looking to increase that lead back to 4-2. The stadium scoreboard says, nope, they got it right now. Now it's 3-2.
Oh, Matty T and Caleb Hall working together on the left side. Getting a little pick and roll going on. Oh, Jesse winning off the backboard to Matty T and in the back of the goal. Catches that quick reflex off the back of the backboard. Keep it turned, and next thing you saw, the ball just float by.
Being able to manage chaos in box lacrosse is one of my personal favorite attributes of the game, because you have a play like that where the ball just ricochets off the boards. It's very quick, it's very unpredictable. If you're not in your man's hands, he's gonna catch it and score.
He'll capitalize on the opportunity, and we just saw that happen.
Yeah, you really can't sleep in this game, and I love that.
No, that's one of my favorite aspects of this game. The physicality, but also, it's just go, the whole time. You got to be switched on. As soon as you hit the floor, you got to be wired up, ready to go.
So Australia takes a timeout with 18.1 seconds left. They will not have any shot clock concerns, being up 4-2. We get a little 5-on-5, probably a little predetermined action here from the Aussies. Obviously the Finns aren't watching our broadcast, so maybe you can give something away. What kind of stuff are you looking to do in a situation like this with 18 seconds left for Australia?
Well, we'll probably bring the keeper in, so we'll play a 6-on-5. We'll kick the ball around, try to get some movement, try to get the keeper turning, and then try to hit him on the blind side and just sneak on behind him. That's going to be it.
The cross-field passing, it seems like if you can get the ball moving up and down, up and down, up and down, and then bang it across, you got a really good chance to generate a shot.
Quick stick that in, that's the key.
And that really is the biggest thing. Some of the beginning teams, not necessarily beginning, but less experienced teams, will actually catch the cross-field pass, one cradle, and then shoot. You really don't, when you play against a good goalie, you really don't have the time to do that, do you?
No, that's an opportunity missed. If you hang on to the ball and hug it, cradle it, you're just wasting time. The key is just as soon as you catch it, as soon as you feel it hit your net. We watched the Iroquois the other night. Those guys are they're in shooting motion when they're catching that ball, and that's the key, is to be ready just to bury it in the back of the net. Yeah,
I actually saw the Czech Republic's Dominik Pešek the other night. It looked like he literally didn't catch it. He was shooting it as he caught it. It was almost amazing how quickly the ball got in and out of his stick.
Yeah, whoever's feeding that ball has just got to have that ball on point, a penetrating pass through the defense, and then they can bury it in the back of the net.
He got there.
There we go. That's what we wanted.
And it worked out perfectly for the Aussies. They pulled their goalie, got a 6-man rotation, crashed down that left-hand side hard, and fed right across the crease, as was predicted.
As we spoke about, yeah.
And a very, very quick finish, leaving that exposed net from feeling the twine.
Matt Taylor was pushing down that left side. He scored the last 2 goals prior, so the goalie was respecting him, and then he just fed it across, hit Jesse Winden on the corner, and it was practically an open goal.
Those are great looks. With 4.3 seconds left, we will have a draw. I very much doubt we'll see another goal.
Australia goal.
We did almost see another shot.
Jesse Winden tried for it, but it stuck in the back of his neck, stick when he took off. So
we've got a little break here. We've got the Australians up 5-2 on Finland. We'll be back with the beginning of the second quarter here at Onondaga Nation Arena for the World Indoor Lacrosse Championships 2015. Welcome back to the 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. I'm Connor Wilson, joined by my Australian counterpart,
Eben Locke.
Eben Locke, who's giving us some great insight into how the Aussies do things. Really kind of an up-and-coming program here. They're having a really strong showing at this WILC. Probably their most competitive World Indoor showing maybe ever. I mean, the Australian team looks pretty good out here.
Yeah, definitely. In our lead-up to the tournament, we played a bunch of exhibition games. I know in previous years, Australian teams have definitely struggled against the competition, whereas we did pretty well in our lead-up. got a few wins on the board against some of the local competition.
So who were you guys playing in your lead-up games?
First we were in Toronto for a week, so we played Durham, Niagara team, and also I can't remember the other team.
So it was a CLAX team, right?
CLAX teams, yeah, pretty much all CLAX teams. So that was a good hit out. And then we came here to Syracuse, and prior to the tournament we played Syracuse Stingers.
Oh, excellent.
So we played them here, and then we played the Onondaga Redhawks in the first game, played in the Pavilion Arena, and we happened to beat them in a penalty shootout.
Well, that's a very cool honor just to play in that pavilion for the first time.
It was a dream. That arena is amazing.
To get a win in a shootout, that's even better.
Yeah. First game in that arena as well, the inaugural game, so that was an absolute privilege, and yeah, we couldn't have been happier to play and get a win on the board as well.
Always nice. Aussies pushing transition, huge save by Usitalo. Finns are physical on the loose ball, but the Australians, with only 2 guys to the Finns 5, still come up with the rock.
Australian offense is slow to come out.
There's a purposeful delayed substitution.
Just killing the clock, which is not to our advantage. Not the most tactical play.
Good look behind. Australia maintains possession, gets a shot off, no reset. And that ball is going to travel back for an over and back violation, and Finland is going to take over. We've got about 13 minutes left here in the second quarter, with Australia up 5-2 on Finland.
Sorry, it just came to me. The other team we played in Toronto was Six Nations as well.
Excellent. That's some really good competition. That must have really prepared you guys well to come out here and play.
Definitely, it definitely assisted us with the real physicality of the game as well. Because there's some big boys in those teams. They're pushing like 6'5" and 110, 120 kilos. So it's great to match up against guys of that size and prepare us, best for the tournament.
Certainly good prep for what you're going to see out here. Australia gets their offensive set on a little bit faster this time. Still got 15 in the shot clock. And there's some more of that physical dodging through 2 players. I mean, that shot didn't quite go where he wanted it to. But the ability to get to the middle of the field through pressure, I'm finding it very impressive.
Yeah, that was Caleb Hall. He loves taking on his man and pushing through. He's a fit individual and very strong as well. So he's definitely got the ability. The Finnish players, defense, have got to respect that capability that he's got there.
We got Ratila with the ball up top. Low shot, Weirin. Australian goalie eats it up. Aaltonen was mixing it up on the crease a little bit, but heads off to the bench. And the Finns are able to get their defensive core out onto the floor. Excellent shot fake. Great recovery by the goalie to get back over that one. And Finland could be on the break here. They've got a 2-on-1.
Ooh, Billy Martin holds the post.
Yeah. Aho had a good chance on that, but that was a great save. Battle of the Dreadlocks goes to Usitalo on that round.
Yeah, Dave Gow, dreadlock first dreadlock on that play.
Miller moves the ball down.
Oh, a little fumble in the jungle here. Recovers the ball. Oh, drops it again. Caleb Hall applying pressure.
Looks like we may have a penalty coming up. Let's see what the call is.
I think it was a high contact.
Yeah, looks like he got him in the head. Some people may have argued that was a brush.
Yeah.
But we're not reffing the game, so
No,
it doesn't really matter what we think.
So it's a little chop to the dome.
I do find that making those calls sometimes can actually be a very good thing, just to keep the game under control.
That's right.
Kind of keeps people aware that there are people out there. The Zebras are in charge.
Yep.
As much as we like to think we're in charge.
And number one is safety of the players as well.
Definitely. So we got 10 on the shot clock. Aaltonen gonna step in. Good look to Weir, and ball comes back. Excellent feed across. Couple good chances for the Finns there. It seems like they were just having a little bit of problem on that possession, getting the ball to stay in their sticks. It seemed a little antsy.
2 minutes for slashing. Time penalty, 11 minutes.
We got Joni Jalvanti matched up on Matt Taylor.
Playing some good D. Back up the top to Jesse Winden. Just stepping back, staying wide.
Australia will do this sometimes in their possessions. They'll wait till 7 or 8, 10 seconds left on the shot clock, and then they'll kind of try to initiate something.
That's right. I think we're killing the clock.
I'm a never stop scoring kind of guy, so for me that it might be a little too early to be trying to take any time off the clock. You know, even if you're down a man, to be fair.
Yeah. The key is, wind down that clock and then, step in, get a shot, and make sure it hits the keeper or the cage, and then, hopefully if you get it back, you get that reset.
Then you can kill more clock.
Exactly
Even
right.
better.
Yep. Get the double whammy.
So the Finns have 3 lefties out on the floor. Aaltonen puts it back up top. Jokela goes to Ratala, steps in, low to low, and they finally get one past the foot of the Australian keeper to make it 5-3. It was a nice little man-up goal. They moved the ball pretty well. Not a lot of pressure from the Australian defense.
Not a lot of pressure. He just stepped in, kept winding up. Defense didn't step out. Didn't respect the capability of him having a shot, and actually, the defender jumped as well. He probably should have held his feet on the ground and try to, be the first line of defense for the keeper.
I always say that, and I always find it a very hard thing to live up to.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially playing Sunday morning men's league.
Yeah.
You really, I'm not very, not that willing to take a shot for the team.
Yeah.
I can admit to that, now.
I think a natural reflex kicks in, and you're like, I don't want to get stung with that ball.
Yeah, especially when you have no muscle mass left in your body.
And number 9, Yano Aaltonen.
So it looks like they're going to be able to keep it over. No violation. Taylor cycles it back in. A smart play by Caleb Hall. And now he's going to come back up with the ground ball.
And he might go to the goal. Oh, there we go. He looks across the crease.
That was an excellent feed. Hall just had, we both saw it immediately. I'm saying, this guy's going to go for that dive shot.
Yeah.
And instead he picks his head up, looks across.
Picked out Dan Menterplay and quick stick in.
Yeah. Excellent goal for the Aussies to get their lead back up to 3 goals. With 8:46 left in the second quarter. You're watching 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championship action from the Onondaga Nation Arena. It's a wonderful time. We got a great atmosphere. Aussie fans out in force, as they always are. I don't think there's a much better sporting nation in terms of traveling fans than the Aussies.
Yeah, it's a long haul. We call it the Kangaroo Express all the way from Australia.
You guys had a great contingent out in Denver this summer,
Yes.
2014 summer.
I had plenty of buddies that travelled out for that game, or that tournament. Oh, nice look inside. Look at the tier to Rob Maher on that cut across the crease. Finn's got the ball back, rushing it down to D. They're just pulling it out, waiting until they get some reinforcements in.
Great work by the Australian team to get all the way down the floor and get their defensive 5 on as quickly as they did. The Finnish bench, the offensive door is right down on their offensive ends. They should be trying to push more transition here. Australia's been doing a great job, and I think that goes to show that conditioning is really paying off.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, the finish here, we've got the short box and you can get down there easy.
We got a shot clock violation on Finland. A couple good chances, but just could not get that on net. Great look to the backside.
Oh, damn, meant to play. Cut. Has a couple of shots.
Now that was some creative play, right? To miss the cage, shoot it off the back, catch it, and then try and shovel shoot it.
Yeah.
That was great. That's a little
great
physicality over there in the boards. Very, very nice ride to get that back. Latalo will slow it down a little bit for Finland. Great face dodge. The ball just pops out of his stick.
Got Keith Nyberg contesting the ball down the court.
What does a guy like Keith Nyberg mean to Australian lacrosse? I mean, a legend, a living, active, playing legend.
it's just epitome of hard work, commitment, and dedication. That guy is nothing but heart. Yeah, he's a true leader. Very passionate about his country and his teammates. Just wants everyone to do well and exceed.
And that's one of the cool things too, because the community is a little bit smaller in Australia. I found that you had a great variance in age. Even on some of the top Div 1 teams, you could almost have fathers and sons playing together.
That's right. Yeah, back home, my local club team, their Div 2 team has a grandfather, son-in-law, and a grandson playing in the one team.
All playing on the same team.
All three.
Three generations,
Yeah, three
of
generations
one family.
in one team.
I mean,
One
that's
family.
really pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience. I mean, just to be able to play like for a father and son combination, but then to have your grandfather included in that mix as well is just, it's amazing.
That truly is fantastic. My first day in Australia, I went to watch a women's lacrosse game, and one of the older women on the team is running down the field, and I was like, wow, it's amazing. She's still playing. I thought maybe she was like, 38, 39, and I think she turned out she was probably 50 something. And she's running the ball down the wing, and all of a sudden I hear, Mom, pass me the ball. And one of her, her daughter is also her teammate running down the field with her. I just don't see that in the U.S. almost ever. And I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, people in Australia like lacrosse becomes part of their life, and they're just so passionate. They play it to pretty much, they're incapable of pretty much walking, which is just crazy. It's crazy, but just that's how passionate people are about the game, and just because it's such a small fraternity of, people, the community is really small, and the best way to keep people active in the game is you just got to continue to play and keep drawing new people to the game, and that's how it's done. It's just you got to keep playing and get your friends along, and that's how we look to grow the game in Australia.
That's excellent. So, Evan, you play for the Brighton Bombers,
That's
correct?
Yep.
So, can you explain how your club functions to maybe an American or Canadian person who's never been down there? They've never seen the club scene in Australia. Can you explain how it starts so young and goes so old, and it's all in the club?
Yeah, it's just like a social community, pretty much. Back in Australia, people stay affiliated with a particular sporting team, and you might start at a young age. For instance, I started playing lacrosse 25 years ago, and soft cross, the modified version, was introduced at my high school.
I did some soft cross teaching in elementary
school.
school.
So I learned it in like a PE phys ed class, and the tournament happened to be, we played an inter-school competition that ended up being played at the club that I play for now, Brighton. And one of the guys just asked me, one of the coaches said, hey, come out and play, and I've been there ever since. So, and that's more or less how it starts out.
I did not want to interrupt you, but I almost have to. A great little piece of ball movement from the Finns, and then Aaltonen catches the ball in traffic, brings the ball down to his feet, and shoots it out behind the arc for a 5-hole goal. That was some fantastic stick work from the big man.
Without a doubt. It's such a difficult shot to read, because that guy is a giant, and so, his plane of shot is just, it's so hard to read.
Yeah, Jarno Aaltonen is an intimidating shooter. Yeah. He's also another guy who kind of follows the Jamie Plunkett school of thought, where he will shoot the ball off of the goalie's chest almost on purpose to try to create those chances for his teammates in front of the net. But when he's winding up with that 6'7", 6'8" frame, it is intimidating.
Yeah. I was playing D on him the other day, and I was coming up to his hip.
Yeah,
he is a big unit.
Over in Prague, he towers above pretty much every other player out on the field, and there are some big guys over there. We got Australia with possession here, 6-4 game, 5 minutes and 37 seconds left in the second quarter. Nice little shovel back from Taylor.
Caleb Hall hustling that ball. Billy Martin leaving the cage.
I was going to say that was a smart... you don't run the goalie. The Australian player's going to let him have it a little bit.
Tim Ratchie's going to let him know about it. It's all right. Green got the ball back. I think the Finnish player is pushing the guy off the ball. No intent to go for the ball. It's all right. They touch gloves and everything's fine and dandy now.
A little fist bump. We're all playing box lacrosse. I like a goalie who will go out and mix it up a little bit.
Oh, without a doubt.
Some of them seem very temperamental when they get hit, though.
Yeah.
I guess if you get hit with a lacrosse ball 60 times in a game, I'd be a little temperamental too.
They can't exactly run away from and try to elude a player as well with all that gear on.
Also a fair point. Good save by Satalo. Finns will look to pull this one to within 1 goal if they can. Find a transition look. Oh, and Ratila catches under pressure from the keeper and puts it away. Exchanging some words here. It looks like all of a sudden, it was a very amenable game, and now it looks like it's taken up a notch with a little run at the goalie and a little hit from the goalie. We could be in for some serious action here. A 6-5 game, though, is pretty serious.
Australia's got to keep their cool now. This is what happened yesterday against Ireland. We lost our cool, went a bit individual. We just got to stay focused, stick to fundamentals, play our team game, and just 1 goal at a time. That's the key.
I was actually talking with Rich Kilgore, one of the Iroquois coaches, quickly yesterday. I didn't want to get in the way of him scouting too much. But, he was just remarking for any team, and this is true of the Nationals, it's true of the youth teams or the pro teams that he's coached, at Six Nations. Putting together a game of full 60 minutes is a very hard thing to do. No lapses, no letdowns.
Oh,
That's a fantastic
there we
goal.
go. The Aussies playing some tight D, managed to call the turnover, and Caleb Hall picks it up and beats the keeper on the crease.
Yeah, Caleb Hall's been playing really well in this game. I mean, whether it's coming up with an important loose ball, making a great pass, scoring a bunch of goals. I think he's at least got a hat trick now.
Yeah, definitely. He just plays his heart the whole time. Every ball, he wants that ball. When he's making a move to the cage, he's going to get there one way or the other. That's it.
Good draw. Finland won the clamp. But Winnan did a great job of coming up with that loose ball. Played good body position. Did not let the Finnish face-off guy get past him. So what's the age range here for the Australian guys? What's your oldest? What's your youngest?
You got Rodney Marr, who's number 3. I think he's 52.
And he's a runner. That's impressive.
He's just plays offense.
Oh, we'll call him a runner.
Yeah. He's definitely running well for his age, that's for sure.
To the O guys.
And then the youngest out there is Peter Quas, number 4. He's 17.
17 years old. That's very impressive.
Oh, it's crazy. During our tryout camps, I thought the kid was like 21. Whoa. Caleb Hall comes around the corner again, uses a screen, and
excellent.
bears on short side on the keeper.
Yeah, great job of just hiding his stick. And I think the goalie was a little surprised when that one came out the way it did.
Yeah, good use of the screen there. So the Aussies have increased their lead back out to 3 again, so the score being 8-5.
So for a kid like Peter Quast, who's playing for Footscray, which is a really well-known club.
That's correct, yeah.
Is he the kind of kid who's good enough to play on their Division 1 side, even at 17?
Yeah, he plays on their Div 1 team. He was in the team that went to the club grand final this year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who did they play in the grand final this year?
They played Williamstown and went down by 1 goal.
It's a nice put away on the break, really all alone. Defender fell down. Robbie Rathala really took advantage of that, did a great job reaching around, just tucking inside the pipe and in. That'll bring us to 8-6 with 3 minutes and 4 seconds left in the second quarter here in this 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships matchup between Finland and Australia. Two teams that traveled a pretty impressive distance to get here. But I think that both programs are very happy with their decisions to come to Onondaga this year.
Without a doubt. It's been the most amazing experience. The Australian team's been quite fortunate. Opening ceremonies, traditional tribal dances. We've been to Alfie Jakes, a traditional stick maker.
Yeah, you guys have really had more than just a lacrosse experience. There's been a cultural immersion experience, I would say.
Oh, without a doubt. It's been amazing to embrace the cultural experience that the Iroquois have been able to provide and share with all the international guests.
It's really been a well-run event. It's looked great. The games have been fun. I've really enjoyed the Blue Division games just for their sheer intensity, athleticism, physicality. And to watch these other teams in the Green and Red Division, we're seeing improvement before our very eyes. I mean, teams are getting better. Great take by Alton in there. Shrugged away, and we got a penalty coming up. Looks like a hold on Cam Semler.
Yeah, watching the Blue Division play, Iroquois, Canada, those teams, and the US, they're stacked with professional players, and their skills are just phenomenal.
The stick skills for me on the offensive guys, and really the understanding of the game. When I watched Canada play the Czech Republic last night, it was just so natural for these guys. It was so easy. There's no forcing it. They made the passes under pressure like they weren't under pressure. It's really great lacrosse, and I'm excited to see the rest of the world kind of hit that level. I think it is going to happen.
Yep. Just a matter of time.
Just a matter of time, and getting youth players involved. I think the earlier you can get a stick in a kid's hand, the better off you are. A little bit of contact there. Good physical play from both teams. But Aaltonen picks up the loose ball, and the Finns will take it back on offense. They're working a little power play here.
Aaltonen, he looked like he's hurting and running down the court, but the guy is so big, his strides are just gets down there so quickly. Ooh, good save.
Great ground ball from Australia. Smart play to loop it up. That was one of the better give and goes I've seen in the defensive end in a while.
Keith Nyberg doing a run coast to coast.
And Keith will probably just, if he can find an open teammate, maybe give it up, but he might just look to rag as much of the penalty here as he can.
1 minute to play in the second quarter. 1 minute.
We've got 1 minute left. We've got 40 seconds left on the penalty. And only 3 seconds on the shot clock. So the Aussies shoot it up. Finland makes a save, and the Aussies get it right back, picking off the clearing pass. Super athletic, heady play right there. Looks like that was Dan meant to play.
They're just going to try to wind down this possession because they've still got a man in the box. Still playing man down.
And with only 5 seconds left on the shot clock and 10 seconds in the penalty. Ooh.
Matt Taylor does a look away, trying to catch a keeper asleep, but sprays it wide.
They actually got a little bit lucky with that ball rebounding out of bounds as opposed to off the boards and down the floor.
Yeah, that's right.
Timeout.
We've got a timeout. Looks like Finland is going to take a timeout. They're going to get their 5 guys all on the same page. They've got 18.6 seconds left, 3 seconds left in the penalty to try and pull themselves back within a goal of Australia. We'll return after this timeout. And we're back. The Finns had 3 lefties out, a quick opportunity, and a huge save. Didn't matter, it looks like he was at crease anyways, but that was a really, really impressive save. It looked like he was beat, got his free hand back up, made the elbow save. Good stuff from the Aussie keeper. Good opportunity for Australia right to end the half, but Usutalo comes up big, and we are going to stick the score at 8-6. We'll be back with the second half from the 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships matchup here between Finland and Australia. We're coming at you live from the Onondaga Nation Arena.
And welcome back here to the World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. We're here at game 23. This is Australia versus Finland. So we're commencing the third period. Current score is Australia 8, Finland 6.
And we're back. Second half action, 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. We've got Finland and Australia. We got Australia up 8-6 at the start of the third quarter.
I just did all that.
Even better. Well, now you really know what's going on.
Yep.
Sorry about that. I was getting a cup of coffee. I needed it.
That's your second coffee up here. I
It
need
is.
one too. I should have got you to grab me one.
Yeah, I should have grabbed you
My
one.
bad. All good.
Rude on my part.
No, my bad. I should have just held it out.
So we got the Finns coming down on offense for a little settled 5-on-5. Got Valtteri Laaksonen out there. Fighting for the ground ball. Comes up with Mika Helminen.
Wade Hammond applying the pressure.
Helminen really got tied up there in the corner. Good job by the Aussies to force a shot clock violation. They move it up the floor quickly, looking to get settled with probably 20 seconds on the shot clock. We see Quaz, the 17-year-old out there. Really smooth left-handed player. Aussie's doing a good job working that pick and roll, especially on the backside. Great find and a roll and a huge save by Usatel, who just kind of chauffeurs the ball around the side. That was really impressive.
Now the Finns clearing the ball out. The Aussies are quick to get 5 out of the back gate.
Here's Jokela coming down all alone. Gets a good shot that almost finds the back of the net, but it is just pushed wide. The Finns recover with a fresh shot clock. They've got 30 to work it. A little flip pass to Aaltonen. Aaltonen swings topside.
Ooh, that just shy.
Barely missing that far pipe. And even from this angle, I have a hard time picking which pipe he's going to pull the ball towards.
Exactly.
He's very deceptive. That overhand motion is smooth. He really hides the ball well. If he can get it on cage just a little bit more, I think he's going to start to see some additional success. Big save by Usatal. Makes it look easy. Great stick save there.
Dan Menterplay should have tried to aim for a corner rather than either keep a stick.
And another good save. Goalie's really coming up big here at the
definitely.
beginning of the third quarter. A great chance for Jokela. Takes that lefty shot. Aussie keeper is equal or better to the task. I gotta say, out of all the teams out there, I mean, I love gear, you know, as much as the next guy. I'm not the biggest gearhead maybe on the planet, but I gotta say the Australian gloves are something special.
Yeah, I happened to bring a few spare pairs and thought there might be a hot ticket item floating around, so.
Well, tell whoever's got a couple extra pairs to get in touch with me, because I brought some gloves expressly to trade just for that reason.
Yeah, me too.
That's really one of the very fun things at the World Outdoors. The gear trading was hot and heavy. The event staff tried to actually stop it from happening. That lasted about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I heard that. And then everyone decided, the players organized like a secret meeting spot.
Yeah, they just did
and
it
everyone just
anyways.
converged for a big swap meet.
You know, it's been one of the greatest kind of cultural exchanges where people actually get to meet each other. The games are over, and they're trading gear. And, you know, you see a Finland guy with a pair of Australian gloves. You know, he brings them back to Turku. It's really kind of a cool thing to see that.
It's a great way to, like, for the cultures to embrace each other. And it's a good opportunity because you don't get to spend much time talking with players because you've got to get to games and you always seem to be, you know, in a rush to get somewhere. So when you get to trade gear with players, that's when you can converse and have a chat and get to know, players from around the world.
Really make some amazing connections there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, great piece of stick work from the Australians to pick that one right up in front of the crease. Looks like he went into the crease as he was diving. Finland now pushing. Looks like they got numbers. 2-on-1. Aaltonen in tight. And a big shoulder save. A big shoulder save. Excellent work from the Australian keeper there. Just stayed big, didn't move too much, didn't get pulled to either post.
It's really been a real run and gun period to kickstart this third period. A lot of up and down the court.
Yeah, both teams have definitely come out with some serious energy after the half. Looks like we got another crease violation. This is becoming a theme of the quarter. Finland will run a slightly slower break this time down the floor. Aho pushes down to Jokela, who cycles it back up top. Now Rattila with the ball, bring it down the side. And the Finns are really set up now with their 5-on-5. They've got 25 seconds on the shot clock. They should be able to generate a good chance here if they can take advantage of it.
They're definitely efficient at getting the ball down and then getting it around, getting everyone a touch, particularly early. And then they can maximize that clock.
Good save on a Jokela shot. Finland came up with the ball. Looks like they got pushed from behind.
Then they got to push in the crease and manage to get the ball back.
And that means a fresh shot clock, so they've got another 23 seconds to work this ball around before they have to put a shot on cage. Jokela doing a good job driving down the wing. Aaltonen with a night. Oh, didn't seem like that strong of a pick. But a great ride from the Australians, and Rattila gets the ball back for Finland. Finland definitely making a push right now. You can tell they want to get one on the on
they're
the
definitely
board.
hungry, that's for sure. Wow, goes low to high. One on the crease as well, got the ricochet and try to bury it.
Backboard, and another big save from the Australian keeper. He is just coming up huge at the beginning of this quarter.
Yeah, he's coming out trumps, that's for sure. Oh, there we go.
That was a beautiful feed inside from Quaz.
Cross to Luka Latira and buries it. Luka Latira probably had about 3 opportunities earlier on the crease, so that one finally got to bury in the back of the net. That'll boost his confidence. He's definitely happy about that.
He showed some nice patience there too. I mean, he shot it when he finally had an opportunity, but under some pressure, he did a really good job of just protecting the ball and getting himself an opportunity to make a shot.
Yeah, he's done really well. He's been living here living in Toronto playing some junior A lax. So
guys like that, you hope that they would come back to Australia and kind of continue to teach the game once they've spent some time over here really learning it.
Exactly. Yeah, well, he's heading back to Australia after this tournament. He's my roommate at the moment. My little Italian stallion.
Australia penalty. Australia goal. He's first against score number 14, Luka Latiri. With an assist for number 4, Peter Quaz. And number 44, Matthew Taylor. Kind of goal. Got it.
So now we've got Wade Hammond, transition player, is going to be sitting in the box for Australia. They've got a 9-6 lead. And Finland will go on the power play for 2 minutes.
Oh, a little fumble there. Oh. Yeah, it's going to run on, pick it up.
Back, heads up play to start it quickly, pulls it out.
Oh, gets a double, gets through. Oh, goes for the crease dive.
Excellent chance. They're going to reset the clock, but it looks like Finland's going to come up with the ball. Good job to get that on, and he gets it back.
Dave Gow is just a ball magnet at the moment, just happens to be in the hot spot all the time.
So far, 40 seconds gone, the penalty. Australia's done an excellent job of weathering this man down. Now, Caleb Hall's got the ball. He's a dangerous player.
Gives it low to Matt Taylor. Matt Taylor hits the keeper.
A good shot as the clock was running out on
Caleb
that.
Hall's going to kill this guy, and oh, bang!
That was a huge hit.
Had him lined up.
He really saw that play developing about 3 seconds before anybody else on the floor did, and really made him pay. That was a high IQ hit.
The guy, the Finnish player though, he wore that hit, bounced straight back up. That's what's amazing about playing the box game. Guys are tough.
They really are. You see some people take some massive hits that maybe in the field game they wouldn't be so quick to get up from.
I've seen field guys, they don't get up as quick, but in the box game.
So Australia there, man down, held onto the ball as long as they could, waited until the shot clock got down, then dumped it in the corner. And that's going to bring us to only about 15 seconds left now in the penalty on Australia. Finland hoping to get one here. Aaltonen cutting down the middle. Rattila spins and looks. Looks for Weird on the backside. It was a good look. Now Weird gets it back. Couldn't quite put it away as he was being driven to the ground by an Australian defender. Shot clock violation doesn't matter. Australia comes up with the ball, and they are pushing it. The refs blew that dead. Because we've got a media timeout. We'll be back with more action. Currently, Australia is leading Finland 9-6 with 6 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter at the 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. Welcome back to the 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. We've got Australia leading Finland 9-6, 6:34 left in the third quarter. This is a big game for both teams. It will determine whether they head up or head down, play tougher or slightly weaker competition in the remaining days. Blue Division is still playing their round-robin games. We're starting to get into some green-red winner-loser placement games. And some of these teams are going to have an opportunity to play up against teams like the United States, Canada, England in some quarterfinal games and then later in some consolation games as well. Nice little look inside from Jokela to a cutting player. Couldn't quite connect. Australia's going to pick up the ball, bring it down the floor, and try to increase on their 3-goal lead.
Finnish players are definitely pushing out hard on the defense now. They realize the urgency of wanting to get possession and try to get a few points back.
I think there's also a certain recognition, or at least I would hope, that they're allowing Australia to dictate a little bit too much on offense. Australia was able to set up, take their time, work the ball around, get what they wanted going. I think Finland has seen some of the success that Canada's maybe seen by pressing out and really unsettling the offense.
Oh, I think a couple of Aussies nearly took each other out there.
It is one of the risks of constantly physical play. Done that to a teammate or two before. They're never very happy with you, but they appreciate the effort, I guess.
Yeah. You can never question your teammate's passion.
Shot didn't quite get through, so the Finns will take over a shot clock violation. Just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Ball goes to Laxonen.
Oh, there we go. That's what the Aussies wanted, causing him to throw it back. Dave Gow's going to be patient with the ball, wait for the reinforcement to come down. Oh, come on. Unlucky with that pass across crease. Caleb Hall picks up the crumbs.
Caleb Hall does a great job of putting his shoulder down and really making the defender commit to him.
Yeah, he just keeps his stick as far away as possible and just keeps himself between the player and the stick.
Nice clear there by Jarno Alm to bring it across for Finland. He slows it down, gets it back to Jokela. Now Weirin back to Jokela. Weirin sets a pick, looks for the middle. Jokela crashes the middle. Looks down low. Great tie-up defense there. Looks like Lachlan McKinnon on the D there. That'll result in a shot clock violation. They're not able to get one off. Australia will take over. And here we've got Quaz with the ball, bringing it down that left-hand side. He looks exceptionally confident for a 17-year-old.
Yeah, there's no question about it. He's ooh, there we go.
Gloria Satalo using that red helmet, not only to keep him safe, but to make some saves. Ball bounces right in front of him. He corrals it, gives it to Miller, who takes it over and gives it to Ratala as Finland gets their offensive core back onto the floor. Australia's still doing a great job of pressing out, playing physical defense all over the floor.
Yeah, we're not taking the pedal off. Just keep applying that pressure.
So that, I would say, is the only downside of being a height monster, is that sometimes you do end up cross-checking people just a little bit high, which kind of makes them fall over. And I think Aaltonen probably gets hit with more moving pick cross-check calls than any other player in the tournament.
Oh, there we go.
Wow, that was a fantastic feed. I believe it was from Matt Taylor, righty one-handed.
To Dan Menterplay, and he just bounced it past the Finnish keeper. Wow.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, combine that little face dodge with the flick pass. Excellent piece of offense from the Aussies.
Very patient play there. Didn't pump the ball in straight away and then just waited till he was open.
Good job of managing angles. Looks like we've got a goalie switch for the Finns as Ellenin comes in. Yuri Ellenin plays for Lacrosse, and he will be replacing Gloria Satala.
Australia goal, his second of the game, scored number 20, Dan Mataploy. With an assist for number 44.
Sort of a dangerous shovel pass. Jokela couldn't quite handle it.
We call that the hospital pass.
The buddy pass, yeah. It's
the hospital pass. If you get nailed with that one, you're on the call Triple O, or I believe it's here, the 911 call.
Yeah, you're gonna need it. The little looper.
Yeah, dangerous play. Ooh, good look inside. Tim Ratchie picked up the ball, unleashes a little cannon, bit wide.
I definitely wouldn't throw that looper pass if Caleb Hall is on the field.
No. He'll be introducing you to the lights out show.
Yeah, good pressure by Finland, but Australia comes up with a great ground ball. Gets it to the aforementioned Hall, who brings it down. Great feed inside.
Matt Taylor's making a run to the boards and seemed to be the only pathway he had.
Ooh, excellent save. Nice to see Finnish goalie come in and make a save after sitting on the bench for so long. Very impressive. Great opportunity there for Australia. Nice little piece of ball movement.
Aussies are coming out very hungry at the moment. Wanting every ground ball.
Here's Taylor behind. Found Hall for a good shot.
He's got the 2-on-1, Caleb Hall, and he's... Ooh, and Finnish play push Caleb Hall, who pushes over another Finnish player. So Caleb gets the ball.
1 minute to play in the third quarter. 1 minute.
And that's going to take us all the way down with only 1 minute left in the third quarter. Australia now up by 4, 10-6 on Finland. Finland has come back on some other teams in the past. They've put on some pretty impressive displays of goal-scoring runs. But right now, with the pressure that Australia's putting on defensively, I think they're going to have a hard time doing that. Great athleticism by Quaz to get the ball up near midfield.
Quasi slipping on the court in the middle. It tends to be, it's been a bit moist there. I think there's moisture coming through from the ice underneath.
So Australia has their 5 defensive guys out there. Finland is working on getting their 5th offensive guy out there. Well, it looks like
Finland was calling for a timeout. They're very aggressive on the call. The referees weren't hearing it. Could be some zebra deafness down there.
So Miller, the Finnish captain, having a little conversation. And we're headed back to the action. Australia's got their 5 guys out on D, awaiting the Finnish team to come out. They've got 16.8 seconds left in the 3rd period to try to pull themselves back within 3 goals. Currently, Australia is leading this game 10-6. They have been athletic. They have been tough. They have been pushing out on defense and really doing a good job of unsettling the Finland offense. We'll see if they can keep that up in the 4th quarter. They put on an impressive display, and the Aussie keeper did a great job in the 3rd, making a number of big saves.
Done a great job in traditional Aussie commentary. We would just say they're very special.
Jokela cycles it over to Ratila. Aaltonen back to Jokela, who cuts right to the middle. An excellent take, but another big save. Another big save before the end of that 3rd period.
Big quarter for the Aussies. The Aussies are 2-0 that period, building a little buffer, but not to underestimate the Finnish. They can come back firing, and no doubt they will. Very physical team.
So we'll be back after this quick quarter break between Australia and Finland at the 2015 World Lacrosse Championships, coming to you live from the Onondaga Nation Arena outside. Welcome back to the 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships, hosted by the Haudenosaunee, coming at you live from the Onondaga Nation Arena. It is a beautiful facility. Right now, we've got Australia up 10-6 on Finland. A little score update for you. Serbia leads Turkey 8-7. That game is going on right now over at the Village Pavilion. I believe that's a halftime score. Really tight games over at the Village Pavilion this week.
Yeah.
I think almost every game over there has been decided by, somewhere between 1 and 5 goals, maybe at the most.
Yeah, our first game was against Finland out there, and it was a 7-6 battle.
One of the lower scoring games probably of the tournament.
Yeah, definitely.
Finland starts out hot. Miller comes up with the ball off the draw. And they've got a full shot clock to work it around. They find a guy in the backside. Rattala can't quite pull it in. Good physical D by the Aussies to get that loose ball. And they push it up the floor.
Ryan Gaspari running onto the ball. Got some legs. Jesse winning with the ball, just waiting for reinforcements to come in. Luca Lettieri with the ball onto Tim Ratchie. Oh, it's an interesting way to get the ball around to the bottom corner.
Yeah, that was an instant cycling of the ball. Almost resulted in a goal for Australia. Good job there by Taylor to kind of position himself and get that ball back. Another shot on net, another save from the Finland goalie, who came in about halfway through the third quarter and has really been doing quite well so far.
Yeah, definitely been. It's always good to see a keeper come on and be be great in the cage, because sometimes it takes them a while to warm up.
We actually saw a pretty amazing game yesterday with Turkey playing, and their starting goalie, Scotty Comer, I guess there was an equipment issue, and he had to leave the game. So Josh Potter, who has not been playing a ton of goalie, has not been playing a ton of box cross goalie, although he's been playing more and more, stepped in. I think people were thinking, oh, man, Comer's a top-level goalie. He's a very good player. This is going to be tough. Germany is going to come back and get the win here. And Potter made probably 12 to 15 big saves in the fourth and only gave up 3 goals. He did a great job.
That's great.
So it was really neat to see a backup goalie be called upon and really deliver in a major way in such a big, important game, which they then went on to win.
Yeah, awesome. Obviously, the keeper then had a monumental impact on the outcome of that game.
He did. He really stepped up. Germany fired away at him. They peppered him with shots, and I would say out of the 20 or so that he faced in a quarter, he probably saved 15, 16 of them.
That's a crucial part of the box game, is the keeper, can, pretty much win or lose games for them.
Yeah, a good goalie can certainly make all the difference in the world. Finland gets it across. They're going to settle down. They got 20 on the shot clock, and they're going to try to get this game back in their favor. At least put themselves down by 3 goals as opposed to 4. Weirin takes a bouncer as he makes it to the middle. Gets a cross check, driven to the floor, and Australia comes back up with the ball. I really think for the rest of this game, Finland's going to have to cycle the ball around a lot faster, get that goalie moving side to side if they want to finish.
Yeah, definitely. That's the key. You want the keeper to come off their plane, step out, sneak a little cheeky ball behind them.
Ooh, good look to the middle by Hall. Finland gets numbers out. They've got a guy all the way down the floor. Australia does a great job of getting a defender back immediately to cover. The Finns will be forced to slow things down just a little bit. Miller brings it down the side. Here's their main initiator, Jokela.
Weirin up top, fire the shot. Ooh.
That was a great opportunity for Miller.
Yeah.
The ball bounced right to him on the crease, and again, the Australian goalie got his side over to that pipe, made a big save.
Tim Ratchie feeding the crease.
See, Australia is doing kind of what I think Finland needs to be doing. They really are cycling the ball very well. When they get down the end of the shot clock, they just kind of take a possession shot or roll the ball out.
Yeah, that was a big discussion with the coaches last night after the game, was making sure he takes those shots, but get it on cage, make the keepers earn that save as well.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I've never, that's not true. I maybe have seen 1 or 2 shots that didn't hit the cage that went in. That one was a great goal, a great shot, called off with an illegal pick right before it. It would have helped Finland a little bit. But yeah, 99% of the time, if you're not putting the ball on cage, it's not going in.
Yeah, exactly right.
Maybe you hit somebody in the knee or the head and it trickles in.
Get the ricochet on.
Yeah.
Off.
That's more my level shot. You know, these guys are national team players. They're hoping for more.
Yeah, they've got to be aiming for those pipe, trying to hit those corners, ripping rope.
That was a great take by Hall. Forced Elton to make a nice little save, which he did. Picks up the loose ball, and he finds Miller out in the break. Australia looks to be covered. That doesn't mean they won't go. He does with a great diving goal.
He is a big boy into a long-range leap.
Got a little bit lucky, maybe. I mean, I don't think he tried to make any contact with the goalie, but there's definitely a little bit of contact with the goalie on that one. Kind of using the Australians' method of pulling it down, slowing it down, and then going right to the cage right away against them.
No one ever tries to land on the keeper because that's the worst place you can land because that can incite some serious rage between players.
Certainly. I think even some of the Australian defenders are...
Yeah, they're questioning it right now. Keith Nyberg's asking some questions. He's definitely fired up about that.
You know, that's the kind of thing that can really motivate a team. Sure, the goalie's not injured.
Yeah.
You know, nothing bad resulted from it, but it does kind of inspire your runners to get after it a little bit.
Oh, no doubt. It happened yesterday. Our main keeper, Trevor Brennan, got landed on. He's actually got a broken foot at the moment, so he's out of the tournament.
And we had another keeper actually got run into yesterday, I believe, for Germany, and may have suffered a concussion.
Oh, really? That's terrible.
Unintentional again. Oh, great opportunity. About 3 great opportunities. That was excellent, exciting lacrosse.
Yeah.
A little hard for my Australian counterpart to watch. And now we got somebody running the goalie a little bit.
Yeah.
That was Marcus Matila making just a little bit extra contact with the keeper.
There was a flurry of shots there, and the keeper was right out of his line, and unfortunately...
You had probably 3 opportunities there where the ball bounced off the backboards and up into a possible quick stick. Now it looks like we have a delayed penalty. They did get Marcus Matila for touching up on the goalie a little bit. It was pretty light, but you know, the ball was away. The goalies are wearing big pads. I don't know that I necessarily have a problem with that call.
I think Caleb Hall here has been charged with he's got a 2-minute slash. And another one of the Finnish players is serving a penalty as well. I think a push of some sort. But it still remains 5-on-5.
So both of those guys will take a 2-minute break, get some water, calm their nerves a little bit.
Take a little seat in the sin bin, vent off some frustration.
A little bit more conversation going on. Looks like everything is settled down. Looks like we'll be 5-on-5. The Finns are going to have 3 left-handed players out there and 2 righties.
Finland penalties 71. Marcus Matilia. 2 minutes on sportsmanlike. Total penalties 9:05.
So we do. We've got a matching slashing penalty against Australia, and we've got Matila for the unsportsmanlike contact with the goalie. Now we've got a penalty coming against Australia.
Oh, Australia's going to be smarter than this. This is what happened yesterday. Lose their cool.
Finland's getting their 6th attacker on. They've pulled their goalie. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Altonen, good job to get inside. That will reset the clock. Although it looks like they are now calling a shot clock violation, which I don't know is the correct call, but it's pretty immaterial as an Australian player will be shuttled off the floor and Finland will go on the extra man.
Defense got to work it hard here. Force the outside shot and avoid Alton getting that ball up top. If that guy has got a laser shot and it's hard to read.
It really is, and if he has a big 4th quarter and is able to put away a couple goals, that could change that game, this game very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly, exactly.
He'll start up right by the penalty boxes and work it down, get it right back. Alton will usually occupy that kind of top spot. He's a good shooter. He can post up.
Oh, unlucky.
Great piece of ball movement from Finland. Very quick in the shot clock to get it back over that left side to Yoko. Couldn't quite put it away.
Comes off the crossbar and goes out of bounds, so Finland will get the ball back.
And a shot clock reset. Always like that. They find the low guy. Crease violation on the finish.
Unlucky. Unlucky for them.
Really a rush shot. I wish they had taken a little more time. They had a full clock there.
The smarter play would have been to just hold it up a bit, get the ball zipping around.
Here's what I love about Gal. He'll run into two players and shows no fear, or he's still got the ball. He's not worried about it.
He plays keeper back home in Australian field, so he's used to taking a beating.
Good transition work from Finland, but the near side ref waves off Ratila's goal and says that he touched in the crease before it went in.
Wow.
And Australia strikes back immediately.
Oh! Australia retaliates and Peter Quast buries one. Catches Finland arguing with the referees, and they didn't rush home to D.
And that's that quick restart. You know, that's really an exciting thing about this game. Excellent piece of running from Australia to get a guy down there, and a nice finish from Quast.
Yeah, he's excited. He's amped off that score.
Good piece of stick work too. Just a big but simple fake. Got the goalie moving and put it away. This is a big draw. Weirin really needs to start winning a lot of draws for Finland if they want to get back in this, solely because of 4-goal gap with under 8 minutes left. That's quite a bit of distance to make up.
Yeah, but anything can happen. But Australia wins the ball.
Good job by meant to play to come up with that loose ball.
Then meant to play is copying a bit of chop. Matt Taylor just trying to bring the ball down the back left corner.
Good look across, but Avanti is ready for it. They'll move it up.
Picked up through the middle.
Letamaki brought it across, got it to Yoko. Now we've got Laxonen up top with Aaltonen and Ratila. Aaltonen cycles it down. Great backside look from Yoko. He finds Ratila on the back right-hand side. Ratila puts it away in that high corner. And that's the kind of stuff that they really need to do. There's a little bit too much isolation. They weren't getting the goalie moving enough. But with that cross-crease pass.
Yeah, they get the D drifting over to one side of the court and then hit the weak side. The keeper's got to be really quick. Unfortunately, just a moment too slow there.
One of the things we were watching actually in the Canada-Czech game, while Canada was dominant, winning 19-2, Mike Poulin was unbelievable at times, getting from side to side. He made some foot saves on shots that really should have gone in. He was as quick a goalie as I'd seen getting side to side in the crease.
He's an incredible keeper. I was watching that game for the first period and I thought it was going to be a tight game, and then Canada got away with it.
That's a testament to Canada's offense and their team this year to be able to pump in 19 goals on Poulin. And they really both teams started playing a little bit differently in the fourth quarter because the gap was as big as it was. Good try for Aho, gets it back, but he steps in the crease. And Australia will take over with Winning, bringing it over half court.
Penalty goal, his fourth in the game, score winner 61, Robert Matilda. With assist, number 50, Roki Aquila, and number 9, Jarno Aaltonen. That goal was a power play goal. Australia penalty to number 10.
Looks like we're getting over and back here. Finland will pick it up right away. Aho, not afraid to push the ball. He's got some size. That's a penalty. We've got a hold. He got him up around the neck. Australia picks it up.
Just tying him up.
You hate to say it, but sometimes that's almost the better play.
Exactly. Better than giving away a more severe penalty. A hold's always better than a slash. Particularly, that's my go-to in field.
The slash or the hold?
The hold. Got to go on a bear hug to prevent him from getting the shot off.
So now we'll see if Finland can take advantage of the man-up chance here. We have 2 minutes.
Australia penalty.
And in this game, we've seen Finland load up their lefty side quite a bit. They've got Laxonen up top, Aaltonen in that nice lefty shooter spot. He's going to crash down.
Ooh, great save,
Rattila stepped in, a little physical play. He was looking to the ref for some help, but didn't get any. And Australia's going to take that ball over.
That's what happened last time. The guy stepped in for that. Oh, Quasi. He was looking a little hungry there for a moment.
It was a smart play, though.
Yeah.
You know, you're up by 3 goals, which is not an insurmountable lead, but settle it down, take some time off the clock, get a really good opportunity to score.
Take the heat out of the play. Oh, I reckon there's a slashing the keeper there.
Yep, Aaltonen came up with that loose ball. A very light slash, but a slash is a slash. Looks like Finland may have some numbers. We got a quick 4-on-3, but they're going to squander that chance. They do have a delayed penalty coming.
Playing around with the ball over there.
They've pulled their goalie. We've now got a 6-on-4, which is a very rare thing. A nice look for Aaltonen. Jokela steps in and shoots it. Shot clock violation. And now we'll get back to a 4-on-3 situation, or a 5-on-3 situation for Finland. Interested to see whether they actually run a 5-on-3 or if they keep it to a 4-on-3. We've got a media timeout before we get to that here at the 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. When the play resumes, we'll be back with the call. Welcome back to the World Indoor Lacrosse Championships. We've got Australia facing off with Finland. Aussies up 11-8, but the Finns are on a 2-man advantage for the next 42 seconds. As the Aussies have picked up a couple of fourth quarter penalties here. They're going to keep a safety man up top. The Aussies are playing that left side a little bit stronger with their triangle. A good look across. The Finns cannot connect. Aaltonen will recollect the ball. They've got 12 left in the shot clock. A nice cross-crease look, but the Aussie goalie comes up big. Now Australia's got to be looking to take some serious time off the clock if they can. Really heady play there, get it to another good athlete, let him run a little bit. Finland doing a good job of doubling.
Wade Hammond just managed to squeeze between 2 there.
But Australia really showing the benefits of that power cradle. Ooh. I'll actually test the goalie from right inside midfield. Finland now back. They've got a minute left on one of the penalties. So there will be a 5-on-4 chance for them. They've got 3 lefties out there. Weirin, Jokela, Aaltonen. They've got Rattila on the right-hand side, and he's joined by Mika Helminen. Helminen and Aaltonen put a good ride on. But it is
Keith
to no avail. Keith Nyberg.
The veteran just tucks the ball, comes out with it.
If you didn't know who Keith Nyberg was, you'd be looking at him saying, you know, what's this guy, 23 years old, 24 years old? He's athletic. He can run.
42.
And he's 42 years
numbers,
old.
Mate.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
It's amazing. He was getting a massage by our trainer the other day, just saying he had the loosest hamstrings of any player.
The loosest hamstring of any
So
player.
he must be doing all the right things to keep himself in tip-top shape.
That's impressive. I was pulling hamstrings like crazy in college, so I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, I'm jealous. That's why I'm sitting out at the moment, pulled hamstring.
It's never fun.
No.
Ratila thought about it for a minute, gives it back to Jokela. Jokela puts a great shot on, but a nice little toe save with that right leg pad from the goalie. And that's got to be a nope, no call. It looked like a one-hand slash to the helmet of the Australian player's chin strap is now falling off because of that. But no call. We're all human. We all make mistakes.
Exactly.
Taylor doing a good job of slowing it down. Gets it to Hall, has been a fantastic initiator. Just shovels it in.
There we go. Gets his full dive. Leaps across. Finland a little annoyed. It could be a flag here. Unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, it looks like the captain, Miller, is going to be going off. He picked up the ball after Hall scored and fired it back into his own net in frustration. He's going to get 2 minutes for that. And the Aussies are going to go back onto the power play, already up 12-8, with only 2 minutes and 9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter in the game.
Great play there by Caleb Hall. Plays with nothing but heart, determination.
He did a great job of tucking that stick into his body and protecting it. The goalie kind of froze, and then he just shoveled it into that far top corner. That's a beautiful diver.
Once he took off, buried in the back of the net.
They've got Jimmy Weir in here, fighting for the draw. Knocks the ball out of Gal's stick.
Here we go, Aussies with a power play here. Finland might try to push the ball.
Instead, the bench calls a timeout. I think they're just going to talk about how they can settle down here. We will return for the final 1:51 of this Australia-Finland matchup, with Australia leading 12-8 at the 2015 World Indoor Lacrosse Championships, coming to you from the Onondaga Nation. So we're back after a quick timeout by the Australian men's national indoor team. They're going to be on the man up against Finland. They lead the game 12-8 here with 1:51 left in the fourth quarter. It's been a really good game so far. It's been physical. We've seen some big hits. We've seen some great passing, some pretty fantastic shooting, a lot of really good goaltending as well from both sides.
Great goaltending and some really good team lacrosse as well. You know, most of the goals I'd say would be assisted as well, which has been really good.
Now, if you had to give out a game ball, maybe a player of the game, obviously we can give it to Australia seeing as they won, but who would be your nominee in terms of people?
I'd probably give it to assistant captain Caleb Hall. He's, played great offense. Probably got several points. Been great transition. Come up with those loose balls.
And had that huge hit.
Yeah.
Which I think was a big motivator for us.
Yeah. That's what usually sets us off in Australia,
I did notice that when I was down there.
You see the passion from one of our players, We're in the final minute now.
The Aussies only have 5 left on the clock. Most likely they're just going to roll it into the corner, and they do. Finland will pick it up with about 45 seconds left in the game. At this point, they know that they're not going to win it, but they would like to tack on another one, end things on a positive note. So they got their main initiator, Jokela, there. Aaltonen coming over for a pick.
Oh, sprays it wide. Aaltonen, he's got big, long legs, he can get there.
Good job to keep it on his side of the floor. He steps in with a bounce shot, but that'll be a shot clock violation. Australia ready.
We're down the final 15.5 seconds of the game.
It looks like we have a possible delay of game penalty.
Too many men for
Too many men.
Finland. They've got to go in the box. Australia's going to get a power play. It's going to be a 5-on-3 with 15.5 seconds in the game.
And I would think Australia's just going to hold on to the ball here.
Yep.
Really no need to score another goal. Now this is interesting. It looks like because Gal was positioned for a breakaway and they impeded the process of the ball getting to him, he has been awarded a penalty shot. And this is the third penalty shot I've seen so far at the tournament in person. Mather saved a big one on Lyle.
Yep.
Josh Potter made a big save on Bros from Germany. So now we're going to see just a little excitement and see how Gal does against Altonen.
Oh, great save.
There we go. And Ellenen with a huge save to kind of end the game. About 15 seconds left. Doubtful that there will be another shot. That has to feel good for the Finnish goalie, to make a one-on-one save. It's a tough position to be in.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't seen any penalty shootouts. Actually, I saw 10 of them when we played the Onondaga Redhawks.
How exciting was that to finish a game with penalty shootouts?
Oh, mate, it was so exciting. It was great. Such a tough game. It went 6-0, and we all wanted an outcome, so had to go to the penalty shootout, and it was the first two scored, next two were saved, then we scored one. Yeah,
it's excellent.
Exciting.
Yeah, a box lacrosse game should really never end in a tie.
You do want to know whether you've been beaten or you've won. You never want to know. You don't want to die wondering what happened in the end.
What could have been?
Yeah.
So Hall, the Aussies very spread out here all the way into the corners.
Killing the clock.
They've kept their goalie in. Just dump it in the corner.
And that's game.
And that's it. So we got a big win for Australia. 12-8 over Finland here from the Onondaga Nation Arena. The pick of the game there, we're going with Hall, a unanimous selection. Really thought he was just an extremely effective leader, scorer, loose ball machine, big hitter, did it all. Great game from both keepers, from both teams. I really want to thank Evan Locke for joining me.
My pleasure.
Had a great time talking some Australia.
Yeah, it was great. Thanks for having me. I'd like to just shout out a little oi, oi, oi.
There we go.
Great win on the board there.
As the winners, that is their right. We will be back a little bit later in the day. We've got our next game up at 1:30 here at the Onondaga Nation Arena. It's going to be another good one, so please join us for that.